Okay, so this is part two of modeling the lunchbox. And before I begin, I just want to remind uh, the students and whoever else may be watching this video to learn from that, sure, it may be a lunchbox and, it's not a spaceship, it's not a monster or whatever, but after adding the shaders and the material look and the illustration and kind of giving it that retro theme, and perhaps even adding wear and tear textures and rendering it, it's gonna look really nice. Just looking forward to this project, so just wanted to mention that. All right, what I'm gonna do is I need to select these faces going across because I'm gonna push them out as a extrusion. So I could like do this, select, 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 right? I could do that. Okay, it's fairly quick. So you hold down shift and you go around selecting. Press 4 just to make sure that nothing else is selected. That is critical. And you notice how I hid my handles, right? Because it's distracting. Again, to hide it, it's Q. And press W to bring it back. And so from here, I have here some notes. Right. So basically, you select that. You do you hold on Shift and also the right mouse button at the same time, and you're gonna do that extrude face, okay? And then from there, what happens is you're gonna push out on the thickness and 0.55, and I'll explain why I chose this seemingly arbitrary number. Right. And a second note, this is the extrude, the floating window to help you model. But sometimes you could accidentally lose this. If you were to click outside in the 3D world, it will disappear. Or if you press like W, this control handle is specifically for modeling. That's why it looks different, and it's also out here on the edge, not in the center. So if you lose this floating window, all you do is you click here, that one right there. These notes will be available on this specific module, and I just want to show you that. All right, so here I am. Shift, right click and hold down the shift, hold down the right mouse button, go to extrude face, plop, there we go. Here we are, thickness 0.55, boom. And let's just say I'm looking at it and I get distracted and I kind of click outside. Oh look, it's gone. My thing is gone. My floating window for extrude. Like I said, boom. Wait. Huh. Hey. Or maybe I have to go object mode and then click on that. Yeah, you have to be in object mode. Yeah, object mode in green and then click that. Right. Alright, so anyway, I just want to mention that. And just go away. Alright, here. So just to just discuss this a little bit more. This is your inputs. Here's your first command that you did. Poly extrude face 1. All this information, don't get overwhelmed. Right? Because all you have to do, click on that again and plot this in for thickness, and it will evenly push out, okay, on thickness. But if you were to grab this yellow handle, look what happens. It'll kind of flip out on you and just do this, right? So that's why in this sense, this floating window is important. Yeah. All right, so enough of that. Damn it, go away. All right, so I did that, and why did I choose 0.55? Well, what I like to do is I press 3, right? That's your smooth preview of how it would look like and in its final state, you know. Yeah, and 1 is your low poly state, 3 is your high poly state. Smooth, we call it smooth preview. Okay, 3, 1 and 3, and I just look at it like this to get a rough idea. And I even like to grab it and press E as in Edward, and I make sure to carefully rotate it along this axis, right? I had several students where they rotated and they kind of turned it like that, you know, and they start have different numbers getting punched into here, which is not what you want. That's when your model starts to go to hell real quick. All you want is just maybe rotate X while these others stay clean, right? Unless it's intentional, you want to rotate in Y intentionally. So, and then, you know, what I do is I lift it up and I kind of look at it. Imagine this is the lunchbox, and I kind of look at it like this, you know, and I look at that one over here, my reference, to get an idea of it standing up. And I could imagine that, hey, this would look pretty similar, you know, once I touch everything up. So that's how I got that number of that 0.55, which is here. See, poly extrude face 1, thickness 0.55. There we go. See. Next. All right, so I wanted to discuss something. Where am I? So I'm gonna add an edge loop. We're gonna insert an edge loop here. See this line going across, this line going across. This is the before, and this is after when you press 3 for the smooth preview, smooth model preview. So as you add the edge loops, because now you will get tight and crisp edges and becoming more and more refined and purposeful in terms of the edges. All right, so this will be a good exercise in showing you know, edge control and maintaining the shape that you want. So blah blah blah, get that out of the way. All right, so here I am. I'm in object mode, and here's the before. All right, I'm going to hold down shift and right click at the same time. Again, shift and right click, hold it down together. Insert edge loop tool, and let me just check my option box right there, that one. And because I kind of messed around with this for another project, I'm gonna reset. Okay, close it out. Now the rule with adding edge loops is you'd expect to, when you add the edge loop, I don't know what you'd expect, like in terms of the placement of the cursor, you know, to activate it, you know, because when I was first learning, I didn't know how to or where to place the cursor and to click on it to make the edge. So basically, here's my edge, right? when I was first learning, I assumed, okay, that's the edge that I want, like that. So why not click on this edge? You know, click on that edge and drag it down. That's my instinct when I was first learning. But in actuality, what you do is you grab its a perpendicular side. You know, perpendicular is a right angle when one line goes across and the other line goes down the line. So this line is perpendicular to this line. So you have to click anywhere on this line, and you have to left mouse button click it, and you hold it and you drag it. Click, and you hold and you drag like that. That's basically how it functions. The tighter you get, then closer up to the original edge you get, then the tighter the seam line would be. Yeah, and if you do a mistake and you put it up to here, don't do that. I'll do something like around here. This is about tight enough. We get decent tight. This is an industrial design, so you want the seams to be tighter. But right around there, I'm guessing. Right. Press W, press 3. Okay. Press Alt 5 to get rid of the wireframe machine. So I can take a look. See? And just to show, hold down right mouse button, choose edge. I'll double click that. Okay. I'm gonna press 3. So, and I'm gonna show it how it behaves. Here is the original line edge loop that I just applied, right? But it's just lower because I'm in smooth preview. So this is how it would look like. But watch if I drag that line down and you bring the line back up. See? But when you go up like this, you're actually, if I press 1, you're actually crashing through, going down more. Alright, maybe you guys might get a little bit confused, but basically that's what that is. Right, so here it is now. Press 3. That's the behavior of it. See? It's kind of odd like that. Somewhat similar to nerves, but it's not. Press, yeah. Alright, so we got that one. Next, you see how it looks like mush? Well, let's add an edge loop. Hold down the right mouse button. Ooh, what did I do? Undo that. Yeah, gotta be careful. Right here. So I'm just double checking. Here's my poly split ring, the one that I just made. Okay. And shift right click and hold. Insert edge loop tool. Let go. I'm gonna click on the perpendicular edge right here. As you can see, poly split ring 2. Press W to get out of the tool. If I don't press W, you'll see that my cursor is still that triangle and still live. I could accidentally put one here. I could accidentally put one there, which is not what you want. Object mode. Press 3. Right. Alt 5 to get out of it. And I also want to discuss this thing where it's bound to happen, where you're going back, toggling between 1, you select your object, and 3, and you're just trying to see, doing this and like that, and updating and looking, and then all of a sudden this happens. You're like, what? Like, what is this? Like, what the hell is this, right? It looks like the original original low poly, but it's on top of my smooth preview, you know, and it's very jarring and it's annoying. And you try to press 1 and 3 and it won't go away. What do you do? This happens a lot. All right, this happens a lot, and you sometimes you just end up dealing with it because you don't know what to do or what's happening, or sometimes you know what it is and you dig through the settings to find how to turn this thing off, and you waste like an hour or two. So I'm going to show you what this annoying thing is. Alright, so I made a little note here which I'm going to place in the D2L, but basically let me just make it a little bit smaller. So here's an example. As you can see here, here's the smooth preview mesh in gray, and then on top of it is the low poly cage, just like in our situation. This is the low poly cage. And what happens is that so sometimes when you toggle between your low poly model, the one key, right, one, and your high poly smooth preview, which is the 3 key, you may suddenly notice that your awesome high poly smooth preview model right here now has the low poly cage sitting on top of it right there. So sitting on top of your beautiful model. So I wrote all this out. It's very annoying and you have no idea how to get rid of this problem. Well, this happens because you have accidentally pressed Alt 3, because by default you're going to be pressing Alt all the time to rotate and zoom and pan. So then by accidental holding it down accidentally and you press 3 at the same time, what happens is you turn this on, where it shows the low poly cage and the smooth model both at the same time, and it's super annoying. And that's what happens. And for the longest time I thought this was some kind of a software glitch, and it really annoyed me. So yeah, Alt 3 makes your low poly model's cage show on top of your smooth preview model. The only way to get rid of this annoying function is to dig through the attribute editor for your model. Follow the screenshot guide to turn this annoying feature back off. So basically, you select the model, you go to the attribute editor, okay, and by default it should be here on this tab. If it's not, look for shape 1. Whatever your thing is, shape 1. Okay, shape 1. Blah 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 blah, shape 1. And you can close all these tabs so you don't get confused. Find where it says smooth mesh, open that tab. First thing you do, this displacement preview, you have to uncheck it. Next, check on subdivision method. Right now it's grayed out, but you have to check this back on. But in order to do that, you need to turn this off first, because it won't let you unless you check this off. That's the only way to get rid of that annoying cage. And I have to mention it because it'll drive you mad. Learning Maya is hard enough as it is, so just need to share that. So I'm gonna do that right now. Attribute editor, smooth mesh, displacement. Oh, let me close that out too. Displacement preview, uncheck that, check that back on, and boom. Right, and I'll show the mistake. I'm doing this, I'm going 1 and 3, sometimes I'm doing 4 to see the wireframe, and 5, and sometimes I do Alt 5 to show wireframe unshaded, right? Alt 5 to show wireframe unshaded, and then I select it. All of a sudden I do Alt 3 and boom, mistake pops up. And And when you're trying to edit this and do other things, it's bad. So uncheck that, check that. You'll notice I repeat things many times over. It's not that there's something wrong with me. I really need to say it because students forget, or it just, you know, in one year and out the other oftentimes. So yeah, I have to do it. All right, so that's that. Okay, so I did that. Good. Is there anything else that I should do? This 20-minute tutorial already. Okay, one more thing. Sometimes, you know, you might accidentally do this. Like, what happened to my reference images? I need them. All right, what happened? Well, if they're here, I didn't accidentally delete them. They're all here. Press W, and you see the handle for it. I see it here. Channel box. The visibility is on. This is, because you could turn it on and off through here. And my image references, it's on. Right here, V is for visual, on. So what happened? Like, what's going on? Well, there's another hotkey where you can accidentally press Alt and 4. It will hide your image references. If I press Alt 4 again, it hides it. Press it again, it shows it. And this is different from when you select something and you press H, as in Henry, to hide it. Because when you hide it, pressing H, it's grayed out. See? So you know that it's been hidden. And again, Alt 4 is that hotkey. This, I need to mention that because yesterday I spent 20 minutes wondering what happened. And that's what it is. I think I'm going to leave it at that for this tutorial. Next tutorial, I'm going to start throwing in these nice round bevels. It's going to go really fast from there. Okay, bye.